first of all, welcome to Karo Startup Platform. I think this is your first live with us. So,
Yes,
really
first live
excited
with
to talk
Karo.
to you. Yeah. So, let me tell you about her. She is a motivational speaker, and also she has done lots of live videos, like 10,000, I guess, plus a live video she has done. Also, she had given a talk in TEDx as well, and a behavioral analyst as well. And there are so many things. Even she has worked on as a mind coach. So here, who are currently watching us right now, people, they're gonna heard a lot about her, and let's just discuss about, like, today our topic will be revolving with entrepreneurship, and she's also doing her research on tier 2 and tier 3 cities, so we will be knowing about that as well. So before starting, like, can you little bit tell about your journey, like qualification, and where are you from?
Okay, so my journey began in 2005. There
Okay.
I started with a personality development coach. Sooner
Okay.
I realized that the external work cannot help you a lot in long run.
Yeah.
And that was the time I started working on my internal self. Now, what am I? I basically call myself an empowerment coach. If you want me to describe myself in one word, I am an empowerment coach. I am a mind coach, a management consultant, bringing wisdom from various disciplines. I have studied management. I have studied neuroscience. I have studied the spiritual. I'm a spiritual person. In person, I'm somebody who's spiritual. I've studied psychology and management, of course. So there are many fields from which I derive the knowledge, churn it, and plus 14 plus years of experience training people from almost all walks of life, dealing with organizations. I think experience and knowledge, these two things have actually created a wisdom, a world of wisdom, which I share with people. And 10,000 not live videos, 10,000 I've impacted directly or indirectly 10,000 lives. Lives. That means I
Okay,
have,
lives. Okay.
yes, life. That means I have trained 10,000 people, over 10,000 people in these 14 years of work experience.
I think this is something, which is, I can say, like, it's very appreciable.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Amrita, like, according to you, what is entrepreneurship? You have been a long journey, and you have also changed the life of so many people. So, like, you have your different experience. So, share your experiences. Like, what is entrepreneurship according to you?
See, I have an answer to this. But then merely providing an answer, I don't think that is what the audience is here for. The participants are here for. The
Right.
participants are here for purely one purpose, and that is a solution.
Hmm.
Solution to how, if they are aspiring to for startups, Hindi, national English, okay. If they are aspiring, the problems that they may face or the problems that they're already facing, they're here for a solution. And meanwhile, we discuss on the solutions, you and I and everybody who's joined us will automatically connect the dots and understand what I
Hmm.
repeat, what truly means entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial mindset or having a startup,
Yeah.
right? So, see, why I termed this as the road less traveled is we all embark on the journey of startup. By the time
Hmm.
it's 1 year, 1.5 year, we kind of give up. We do
Hmm.
not give up because we do not have willpower. We give
Yeah.
up because we think that what we dreamt may not materialize, or probably the external conditions do not support us.
True.
To everybody here with us in this live session, let me tell you, we are living in a VUCA world. What is a VUCA world? We are dealing with a world where change is ever greater. Future is
Hmm.
less predictable. Options are increasing exponentially. And and the way we think has changed undoubtedly. Now, welcome to the VUCA world. VUCA world is V stands for volatility. That means the speed with which things change. U stands for uncertainty, where you cannot predict the future. C, VUCA world, right? Here in this environment where it's volatile, uncertain, ambiguous, इस समय में this is the time where you cannot just fulfill your dreams by thinking what will happen next.
Yeah.
By thinking what will happen next. See, VUCA world means we must focus on what can happen. What can happen, that means anything can happen, rather than what will happen, or probably rather than what is likely to occur. When you say what is likely to occur, it means it is based on the past predictions, right? All right. And if you can kind of zoom in this statement, agar aap the statement that I've just said, if you zoom into this statement, you might find your entrepreneurship meaning here. Focusing on what can happen rather than what is likely to occur is an entrepreneurial mindset, is actually what startups are all about.
Right.
Right? So, yes, this is what I think. In short, if you've done that, this is your first step. The second step is the audience here. If you want to have a startup, you already have a startup and you are facing a problem. The first thing I would request each one of you to do to get an instant answer, I repeat, to get an instant direction, instant clue to why you are facing problem is ask yourself questions based on two things, pleasure and pain. For the audience, I am writing questions in the comment box. I want you to read them. I am writing questions on the comment box. I want you to read them. I hope you've received.
Yep.
I hope you've received.
Yep.
Okay, this is for the audience. I want you to read it and tell me if right now you have to tell me. Ask yourself this question. What is the pleasure that you will get or the people will get through your offering or experience? जो स्टार्टअप आप चाह रहे हैं, चाहे वो सर्विस है या प्रोडक्ट है, कुछ भी है, उससे क्या प्लेजर लोगों को मिलेगा? दूसरा, अगर जो प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस आप लोगों के सामने रखना चाह रहे हैं, the service that you want to offer, if this service doesn't exist, what is the pain humans will feel? What is the pain you will feel?
Yeah.
The clearer your answers are to these two questions, the more accurate will be your business model. I repeat, the more accurate your answers are to these questions which I've just sent you, the more accurate will be your business model. See what happens, my major focus right now is the talking about startups in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Let me tell you, Karo Startup is such a wonderful initiative, and let me tell you, coming times, tier 2 and tier 3 are the places where talent resides, where money will reside. I am repeating, we have a lot of money. The problem is we have the money in the pocket and not invested.
Yeah, true.
We have the money in the pocket and not invested, and money in the pocket doesn't grow.
Yeah.
So the moment, what happens is we are full with ideas. We are full with merit, but then please have a benchmark. How wonderfully can you implement your ideas? And we generally compare it with the metro cities, tier 3 cities, ki mera startup acha chalega ya jo bhi idea. आपको अपना आइडिया चेक करना है, करंट आइडिया, prospective idea. Please check on these two parameters essentially. Now, why do I say you have to check on these two parameters? Let me tell you, we humans, no matter how much we evolve, no matter where the world, the level the level at which we raise, no matter what, humans are primarily humans are primarily motivated through only these two things: pleasure or pain. If something gives them pleasure, they will pick up your service. If your service avoids pain, they will pick up your service. Full stop. And that is the mantra of, all right, to the audience here, if you are listening to me, quick, give me a thumbs up. Think about any and every successful startup. This is the mantra. Either they will give you pleasure or they will avoid your pain. Quickly, I need few thumbs up so that we can continue.
Yeah, we got one.
Okay. There is little time lapse basically when I speak and when the audience hears. There is a little time lapse. That is why they respond a little late.
I think we can good to go. Like 2-3 people have replied. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. This is the first and the primary condition. Now I am talking about the aspirants in tier 2, tier 3 cities. This is the first thing. Check your idea on this parameter, pleasure, pain. Second, why do we not reach the goal? Why do we not reach the goal? So here's a little insight from the neuroscience. We people begin with such enthusiasm, with full commitment, and with all proper planning. I repeat, we do begin with all proper planning and collect resources as well. Despite that, we do not end up reaching our goal. Now, what exactly is the reason? Allow me to tell you that the moment I make the statement, the moment I put forward the logic in front of you, things will be absolutely crystal clear that why we do not reach our goals. So again, now to the audience, I'm writing a message so that it'll be easier for you to. All right. So I've sent the message now. Okay, now let me tell you, what happens is when we embark on the journey, our brain, our mind is focused on the result, and that propels us into action. As we progress, and we get into the terms of reality, we basically compare our efforts not with results. Our performance, हमारी जो परफॉर्मेंस होती है वो जो एफर्ट जितना लग रहा है ना उस पे निर्भर हो जाती है. The amount of effort that has to be put, that takes away our focus, and that is primarily ये जो, see, when are you motivated? When the pleasure is greater than the pain, right? Or when the rewards are more than the losses. This is the condition where we are more motivated. Now, what happens when you are focused on the result? When you start a journey, you're like, okay, I'm going to have this result and I'm going to do this for the people and this and that. You have all your reasons to start. That time, your focus is on result. Here, what you weigh is my efforts and my results. Okay, fine. My results are better. As you start working, you realize, oh my God, I have to put so much effort for this result. And that is the time where you feel the efforts are way too much than your focus shifts from the results to the efforts. And that is where you actually give up. At times when you actually feel defeated or you feel loss of energy, you feel loss of willpower, just for once, I request to the audience, just for once, reshift your focus to Reshift your focus to the reward. The moment you shift your focus to the reward, automatically you'll gain the energy to work,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Yes. So these two things, the pleasure pain activity and again refocusing on the reward, will help you be on track. Let me tell you. Okay, I have a question for the audience. I have a poll for the audience. Probably I will send in the message. I'm sending you a in the message box. I'm shooting a poll and I want you to rank them. Okay, so I want you to rank these these efficiencies in the descending order. मतलब सबसे important क्या है पहले वो बताना है और उस हिसाब से then you have to line it. What do you think is the most essential thing for a successful startup? We have options: A, ideas; B, teams; 3, business model; 4, D, funding; and 5th, E, timing. If you can rank them in the order to the audience, if at all. So if I had to
Right.
ask you, how would you rank it? How would you rank them?
For
What is the
me,
most important? Beginning
for me,
from team
team comes very top,
first,
and
okay?
after that, my idea, and
Okay.
after that, I will say like, yeah, definitely, timings would also affect.
Hmm.
I think after then there will be a business model, and
Hmm.
after then funding.
Oh, nice. Okay. So let me tell you, there's been a research where 100 successful startups and 100 unsuccessful startups were studied,
Hmm.
and uh, a point of view was expressed. This is, of course, a renowned research, right? Where
Hmm.
the priority, the most important element of a successful startup is timing.
Hmm.
A wonderful idea, not at the right time, actually can prove to be a blunder.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take an example. Airbnb, you've heard it, right?
Hmm.
Who would think that why would I rent my personal space to a stranger? Who would think so? Would you do it? I would never do it.
Hmm.
What did Airbnb did was it actually uh, it actually launched in the correct time, absolutely correct time. It was the time of depression when people wanted extra money in their pocket and they were willing to then give a part of their space to the people so that they can have an extra earning. Right? The
Yeah.
same case
Yeah.
again. I'll tell you there was this again one more digital uh, entertainment company, Z Live or something. When it YouTube, the any example that you pick up, they are an example of perfect timing. When I say
Hmm.
perfect timing, timing means you shouldn't be way ahead of the time. That means you have to literally make too much effort telling people. For
Hmm.
example, if
Yeah.
today I say that I am launching a startup where I'm launching a startup where you will actually disconnect from the technology, where which will help you disconnect from the technology. In this current era, we're completely dependent on the technology. Do you
Yeah.
think this at this point of time, this startup would work so wonderfully?
No.
What if हम एक ऐसे समय में आ जाते हैं, we come to a point of time where actually we're emotionally broke down and technology has showed its disastrous effect. Relationships, we human have lost our identity. Probably that would be a time when
Yeah.
most important is timing. It shouldn't be way ahead of time. Neither should be a time where a lot of competition has already entered. The second, of
Yeah.
course, is second is idea, team. The second is team. Please allow me to make this statement. Eh, we are living in a world. The generation now is supremely talented. There is no doubt about it. We are way more talented than the previous generation. There are brilliant ideas everywhere, everywhere, and everywhere. What makes a difference is how you implement it. That's where the team comes.
Yeah.
That's where the team comes. After team, it is ideas. And after ideas, of course, it is the business model and funding. Why did I put this comment is, we as aspirants from tier 2, tier 3 cities, our major focus relies on money, funding. We need money,
Yeah.
and we keep running after venture capitalists and seed funding. Please give me. Of course, money is important, but then let me tell you, any good idea, more than that, an idea that has mass appeal, or probably that will provide pleasure to the masses, will be funded. If in the coming times, the digital divide that we are seeing right now, वो और narrow होने वाला है, digital divide. So whether you are in tier 3, tier 2, or tier 1, we have the digital access. So ultimately, please refocus your attention from literally being overwhelmed by, oh, my funding, investor funding, investor funding. Investors will come to you only and only if your timing is correct and you have a good team. Only
Absolutely.
then you will have. So yes, I think these are the things that basic things that we need to keep in mind. Also, I will speak on two more aspects, and let me tell you the two aspects that we'll speak about is what do you offer? Will it work for you? Will it work for the world or no? We'll speak on this. And second, why is personality of a founder so important in the success of the startup? These two aspects I hope to touch on in the next 20 minutes. If the audience wants to be with me, quickly give me thumbs up, or probably a heart emoticon, or probably a smiley. Quickly.
Let me also give you.
Ah, how kind of you then. So we have a lot of hearts coming. I see it from the side, no?
Yeah.
We have, right?
I think people are loving you.
Oh, I love them equally. The only thing is I cannot see them. The only thing is I cannot see them.
We will, make this kind of application in future, definitely.
I mean, I pray Karo Startup does it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So coming to the next point. One second. So again, there are two messages that I've shot in the comment box.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. Please understand, if you're from any city, if you're from any part of the world, there is one thing that you have to get it clear. And the thing is, you cannot view people as consumers or users. You, when I say you, means you as entrepreneurs, you as people with startup or business. You cannot view people as users or consumers. This is what the mindset with which we begin. You have to view them as humans. You have to view them as humans. Now, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Coming times, we are already in Industry 4.0. AI is bound to flourish. It is bound to flourish.
Right.
When AI is all around, when there is lack of physical connection, that is the time efforts have to be multiplied. Efforts are multiplied exponentially so that you can sell your product, or you can sell your service, or you can provide your service. Now, why did I say you have to look at them as humans? Again, let me tell you what the points that I will give right now. In the next 2 minutes, our live participants will clearly get an idea of what truly is entrepreneurship, what truly needs to be done in a startup. When I say humans, humans are nothing. Human are two things. Human are made up of two things: experience and trust. Humans are made up of two things: experience and trust. Now, if I say, what is experience? Experience is how we learn about life. Experiences, it involves stimulation of all the senses. Experience is an act of discovery. Experience is a reason to believe. I repeat, experience is learning about life, involves stimulation of all senses, is an act of discovery and a reason to believe.
Yeah.
Ultimate thing that you have to provide to your fellow humans through your service, through your startup, is an experience. The moment you've given them an experience, you're sorted. You'll become magnet to the investors. You'll become a magnet to the investors. You'll become magnet for the market, and you can actually achieve what you dream of. Give them an experience. This is a startup. The problem with us is, Madhumita, I'll tell you a small incident. This morning, I have a niece, right? This morning, my niece comes to me and she's spraying a perfume, no? Self-made perfume. She made it. So she comes and tells me, she said, Didi, मैंने perfume बनाया. I was like, wow. And मैंने इसको flowers से बनाया. I said, wonderful. How did you do it? So she said, you know what I did? I picked up those red flowers and then I picked up those white flowers. I mixed some water and I did this. I mixed them. So I said, okay, then the perfume is made. She said, no, but वो खुशबू नहीं आ रही थी, तो मैंने क्या किया? मैंने परफ्यूम ली, उसमें थोड़ी परफ्यूम मिक्स कर दी. And that's how she made the perfume.
How cute.
Of course, it's really, really cute. But this made me think one thing. The reason why our startups fail is exactly this. We adulterate our original idea to the existing solution. We begin with an original idea. We begin with a novel idea. We begin with an idea that you think will give pleasure to the maximum, will benefit, will address a very, very good problem. But then while working on it, while solving it, what do? We pick up, because we get tired and because there's so much of effort to put for this much result. So what I meant to say is, do not adulterate your brilliant ideas with existing solutions. This is what we do. We as tier 2, tier 3 city people, this is what we do. Aspirants, we're full with vigor, energy, merit. But when it comes to implementing them, we pick up time-tested solutions from the Western world or from places that have already worked. We mix it and then we try to sell it. How will it work? Why will it work?
I think totally agree with the fact. Yeah.
Right? So this is the reason you have to give them an experience. An experience, they actually relish it. If your service, if your product gives you these 4 characteristics, provide these 4 characteristics that I spoke about experience, you're sorted. You will have investors attracted to you. Right? This is the first thing. The second aspect which I spoke about is trust. When I say trust, let us understand it is easy when we meet in person, we try to convince each other. The body language has a role to play, and there are many other factors that have a role to play when there is a physical connect. But then in this digital era, in this AI era for Industry 4.2, in this idea economy, let me tell you, it is difficult to gain trust with each other. And there are two basically, I'll give you an insight from neuroscience. How do we trust anybody? Let me tell you, to the audience, to the participants, to everyone in this room, tell me if this is how you actually think also, as well or no. The pure criteria of trusting anyone is one question you ask to your own self while trusting the other. And that is, If I would be your at place, will I do the same thing? And only then a person will trust you. Now, let me tell you, it will be under any situation. Okay. Say for example, there is this person who conducts business through deceitful ways, right? Now he has she or he has a party approaching. Now these people talk. And if the person comes out to know, while dealing, they say कि product को थोड़ा सा manipulate कर देंगे, कहाँ पता चलेगा कि original है या manipulated है. अगर दूसरा इंसान ऐसा है, वो ये सोचेगा कि अगर मैं होता तो मैं क्या करता. उसको लगेगा हाँ ठीक है, बिजनेस में तो, स्टार्टअप्स में तो थोड़ा बहुत ऐसा करना पड़ता है. वो इंसान इमीडिएटली वो इंसान काफी हद तक उससे कनेक्ट हो सकता है, उसके साथ डील क्रैक कर सकता है.
Right.
So when you have a startup idea, when you are currently in your startup, providing service, providing ideas, selling your ideas, please consider these 2 points. Are you giving them an experience? And second, are you selling are you building trust? That's most important.
Right.
Okay. And in the last segment, for today, to everyone in this room, we are keeping this live, crisp, short, and probably I've come with an effort that I can actually present before you subtle nuances that are maybe new to you, or maybe they were somewhere at the back of your mind, and when I've spoken, they've just refreshed in your mind.
Yeah.
The last point that I want to speak on is, any startup is a pure reflection of their founders. When I say any startup is a pure reflection of their founder, I mean to say the thought with which you've actually begun, what translate hoga, that will be shown in the business. The prime, even before an idea, even before getting an idea, please, I urge each one of you, with the experience, take it from the experience that I have learned from the experienced people, the learnings that I've received from the experience. Start working on your internal self. Start working on your personality. Numerous organizations I've consulted, numerous people I have. There is one common solution that I've been able to give, and that is always is working on yourself. Now, how can you work on yourself? 3 simple steps. If you want to develop, what you can do is actually, let me send you another message here. Let me send you another message here. Here. Developing insight, foresight, and focus. Okay, I will give you one simple solution to develop insight, foresight, and focus. That is DOTS. DOTS. Now, what does DOTS mean? Do one thing. Do one thing surely. Do one thing surely that will take you near to your goal. Do one thing surely that will take you near to a goal, once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year. And gradually, you will actually gain these things: insight, foresight, and focus. Second, see, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial mindset cannot be given to anyone. I think most of us will agree. You cannot give that. It has to be developed from inside. It is something that is inside you. If you notice, and to everyone present in the room, think of any entrepreneur, think of any successful startup, you will see that these people have an experimental mindset. These people have an experimental mindset. I do not necessarily say innovative mindset. I'm saying experimental mindset. You know, these days people say कि अभी की जो generation है बड़ी जिद्दी है, किसी का मानती नहीं है, या they're too much overwhelmed with their own selves. I take a positive view to it. See, in this era, how can you impress someone with information? How can you impress someone with information? You cannot. The only thing, because information is so easily available on the internet everywhere around us, that we can actually pick it up freely. Why will I need to come to you and speak to you? If what you speak is wisdom, only then will I come to you. Otherwise, no. If it works for them, they will do it. They will pick it up and they will actually inherit it as well, if I may say so. Developing an experimental mindset, how can you do it? Do it in your daily life. Have that kind of thinking style. Say, for example, think opposite. When I say think opposite, what does it mean? All right, let's do quick, let's play a game. We've been listening to these statements, classic statements. Survival of the fittest. What do you think can be the opposite of this? Survival of the fittest. What do you think? Survival of the fittest. Or probably, yes. Can we have it from the audience as well? I think उनको पता नहीं time पे पहुंच भी रहा है कि नहीं. Survival of the fittest का opposite हो सकता है care for the weakest. है ना? Care for the survival of the fittest, care for the weakest. Come on, let's together mix them. Let's together mix them and create another solution where you actually take care, where actually the fittest may lead, but then even the weakest are taken care of. Let's do one thing. Okay, one more thing. There is something called classical music. We can take it classical.
Yeah.
Classical dance, classical music. So what is it? What is its opposite? Folk. And how can you create a mix of them? Fusion. We've been doing that. We've been hearing them. Fusion music, right? Okay. One more law. We've been hearing this always since childhood. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
Think opposite. What can be the opposite of it? Every action can have multiple reaction and with multiple intensities. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's come to our startup, to our entrepreneurship. Survival of the uniquest. We've been saying that, survival of the uniquest. What if we say survival of the most timed, aptly timed startup? Now let's mix these two. Uniqueness and well timing. Mix these two. What a brilliant launch would it be? Right?
Yeah. Right.
Start thinking on these lines. Again, be creative. Do not stick to one way of thinking. We've seen history, right? We've read history when we were in our 9th, 10th. Some of you must have taken it as a major subject. We've always been listening to history as a way where we had the Indian rule, then we had the British rule, we had the Mughal rule, British rule, and XYZ. Now, this kind of distinction actually, let me put to you a little different kind of distinction, different kind of segmentation, probably phases. Why can I not say that our Indian history began with Vedic period? Then there were a lot of then it was Bhakti period, when there were a lot of बहुत सारे छंद लिखे गए थे. Then there was this freedom movement, and then there is this IT era, the knowledge era, the ideas era. How about viewing our history this ways?
Right.
Do you think when I view the history, when I view my country's history in this way, I will see different perspectives? I will be better able to look at things and find problems for which I need to give solution to the world. So yes, remember, your personality has the best, the first prominent role for making your startup, your business, your family, your life successful. So the prime thing is
Yeah.
work on yourself. Keep working on yourself. And this is for the tier 2, tier 3 cities. Why am I telling you this? Please understand there is something called cognitive domination, mind domination. पहले जब हमें dominate करने जाना होता था, when we had to dominate, we had to physically go there, have a war, and then show that yes, we are physically strong or we are resourceful. This is what we did. But this era, this time, it's about cognitive domination. Ideas are dominating a mind. And since an idea is dominating a mind, it's difficult to actually see different perspectives. What happens with tier 2, tier 3 aspirants is the ideas are dominated on them, probably because of the environment we are. Second, because of the absence of the ecosystem. Third, because of the absence of opportunities as well, the opportunities, the infrastructure, we tend to become a little submissive from here.